Welcome to another exciting episode of Howard's Opinion. I'm your host, Howard, and I'm thrilled to have you all tuning in today. We've got a fantastic show lined up for you, packed with the latest sports news, analysis, and opinions. To kick things off, let's dive into the world of college football. With a new season just around the corner, fans are eagerly anticipating the action on the field. And speaking of anticipation, our first topic today is all about predictions and expectations. Renowned sports expert Chris "the Bear" Fallica has been sharing his insights on the upcoming season, and we've got the scoop. According to Fallica, there are a few teams that could make some serious waves this year. He's betting on the Miami Hurricanes to make it to the college football playoff, citing their improved defense and strong offense. With a talented roster and a favorable schedule, the Canes might just have what it takes to go all the way. On the other hand, Fallica is also predicting a big turnaround for the Houston Cougars. After a disappointing season last year, the team has been working hard to rebuild and come back stronger. With a new defensive coordinator and a deep running back group, the Cougars might just surprise everyone with their performance. And then there's the Illinois Fighting Illini, who Fallica thinks might struggle to meet expectations. Despite having a talented squad, the team's defense has been a concern, and they'll need to step up their game if they want to make a serious impact this season. These are just a few of the many predictions and analysis that Fallica has shared, and we'll be discussing more of them throughout the show. But for now, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back with more fascinating sports news on Howard's Opinion. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion, folks. We're diving into the world of baseball today, and I'm excited to share some updates on the upcoming MLB draft. As we approach the highly anticipated event, teams are finalizing their prospect lists, and players are preparing for the next chapter in their careers. We've got two intriguing stories to discuss, starting with Cam Cannarella, the Clemson baseball standout who's projected to be selected in the early rounds of the draft. This talented outfielder has been making waves with his impressive batting average, highlight reel catches, and consistent performance on the field. MLB.com ranks him 36th in their prospect rankings, while ESPN places him at 27th. It'll be interesting to see where he lands, possibly with the Minnesota Twins or Cleveland Guardians. Another Clemson player worth mentioning is Dax Kilby, a highly rated freshman from Georgia. This left-handed hitter has already led his high school team to a state championship and is expected to make an impact in the MLB. Perfect Game rates him as the number 3 player in the state and 42 nationally, which could translate to a second-round selection. We're also keeping an eye on Ryan Weidman, who recently committed to Clemson after a stellar season with Western Kentucky. Although he's not as highly ranked as Cannarella or Kilby, his impressive stats, including 20 doubles, 10 home runs, and 68 RBAs, make him an attractive prospect for teams like the Texas Rangers. Lastly, we have Nick Frusco, an incoming freshman southpaw from New York, who attended the MLB Draft Combine and showed promise despite a short stint. While he's not currently ranked in the top rounds, his potential could lead to a late-round selection or a decision to join Clemson instead. As we continue to follow these players' journeys, it's essential to remember that the MLB draft is full of surprises. Teams often prioritize different skills and attributes, which can lead to unexpected picks. We'll be keeping a close eye on the proceedings and providing updates as more information becomes available. That's all for this segment, folks. The world of baseball is always exciting, and we're eager to see how these prospects will develop in the coming years. Stay tuned for our final story of the day, right here on Howard's Opinion. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion, dear listeners. As we conclude today's episode, I'd like to shift our focus to a remarkable story that has been making waves in the world of baseball. You may have heard it about Anthony Siegler, the recent call-up by the Milwaukee Brewers, who has been gaining attention not only for his impressive skills on the field, but also for being just the second-ever member of the Navajo Nation to play in Major League Baseball. As I delved into this story, I was struck by the significance of Siegler's achievement and the impact it has had on the indigenous community. Born on the Navajo reservation in Fort Defiance, Arizona, Siegler has remained deeply connected to his roots, and his journey to the majors is an inspiration to many. His ability to switch hit and throw as well as play multiple positions has made him a valuable asset to the Brewers. But what I find particularly fascinating about Siegler's story is the way it highlights the importance of representation and diversity in sports. As the 53rd Indigenous person to play in the majors, Siegler joins a select group of trailblazers who have paved the way for future generations. His achievement serves as a reminder that there is still much work to be done to increase diversity and inclusivity in baseball, but it also gives us hope for a more equitable future. As I reflected on this story, I couldn't help but think about the broader implications of Siegler's success. How will his presence in the majors impact the Navajo Nation and other indigenous communities? Will it inspire more young people to take up the sport? And if so, what kind of support systems need to be put in place to ensure their success? These are just a few of the questions that come to mind as we consider the significance of Anthony Siegler's achievement. As we wrap up today's episode, I want to leave you with a thought. The power of sports to bring people together and transcend cultural boundaries is truly remarkable. Siegler's story is a testament to this power, and it reminds us that even in the face of adversity, determination, hard work, and a strong sense of identity can lead to greatness. That's all for today's Howard's Opinion. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, these are some of my humble thoughts. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and I look forward to exploring more thought-provoking topics with you in the future.